So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch. I basically do trading guides for both Xbox and PlayStation for all budgets, from silver trading to icon trading with shadow trading and special card trading. On top of that, I do investments for Weekend League, Pre-Team of the Week and event investing. And you do have the ability to DM me one-on-one with any individual questions. And you can get all this for £4.99 a month, or free if you have Amazon Prime. Yo, so guys, welcome to a brand new video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the easiest investments you guys can make this week. They'll hopefully turn literally 400 coin non-rares and 700 coin rares into 3k players. Now, here is a little example of it working last week. Players like, let's go and pop in and out here. Players like Kieta, who last week I picked up for no more than, well, 950, 900, 900, 900, 950. And even Kanates, who picked up at 950, 950, 900, have gone up to 3k. You can see right here. And I did this on a mass scale and probably made about 5 million coins, buying Liverpool and Man City players at discard and then selling them on for, well, the prices you can see here. In fact, they actually went all the way up to 5k, which I'll show you right now. There we go. If we head over here and I go and type in Kieta, competently spell his name, which is always a nice surprise. And we go look at the price. We can actually see that yesterday, he was even going up there for 3.7. Even there up there to 5.2. So we can see there's some massive profits from players that are mass brought at 100 coins, and you'll be able to repeat the exact same thing this week. Now, why did these cards go up? Well, that is a great question. Now, the reason that these cards went up is because of the UCL marquee matchups. And obviously, right now, everyone is doing as many packs as they can ahead of Team of the Season, which means that every SBC is mass completed. Now, I mass bought both Man City and Liverpool players. The reason for this is because it was a 50-50 what is going to be needed more, Man City or Liverpool players. Now, yeah, you can see right here that here you need one player from Man City and Real Madrid. And then you need one player from Liverpool and one player from Villarreal. So why did Liverpool players do well and Man City players didn't do well? Well, what I can tell you is, and in fact I'll actually be able to show you right here, that if we go look at Manchester City, the pool of players who play for Manchester City that you could, for example, put into an SBC because they're not overpriced, I would say is generally 1, 2, 3. There are a maximum of 3 players that you'd be willing to go and put in SBCs. And then we'll head over to Real Madrid. Let's go type Asensio in for the sake of loading up Real Madrid. Then we go load up Real Madrid. So 3 from City, which is, again, literally next to none, which is kind of crazy. And then we head underway with Real Madrid, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you've got 4 from City and 8 from Real Madrid. So that means that you only need 1 player from a pool of 12 players. Still needs a few players, but compared to what they're invested, it isn't too amazing. So once again, that's 1 player from a pool of 12 players. But if we go do the exact same thing here with Liverpool, so let's go load up Naby Keita. Now obviously all these guys are going to be inflated, so it's a little bit harder to tell who would have been a buy. But luckily I bought about 2,500, so I'll be able to tell you. The players you could have bought who were cheap was Keita, Milner, Ox, Kanate, Origi, Karius, Minamino. So 7. So first off, again, you needed 1 player from 12. Well, already for Liverpool, you already need 1 player from 7. On top of that, because there's a slightly higher rating as well, some of the high rare players you'll see, maybe like Kieta, would do a little bit better. We'll then head on the way of Villarreal, and we can show you right here. We can go and type Dia, I don't know why, but Dia is my player of choice. And Villarreal players, how many players do they have a pool of? The pool is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So a pool of 19 players. So Liverpool players went up to, went up about 5k, whereas these players didn't do anywhere near as well because they are such a high pool of players. They did go up from like discard to 1.5, but you know, likewise they've crashed back down pretty hard compared to Liverpool players. So you can see right here that only, I guess, 1 out of the 4 clubs worked. Again, no. Sorry, no. Villarreal and Liverpool would have worked because you needed specifically 1 from each. On top of that, Villarreal has a lot of non-rares, and non-rares are actually rarer than rares. So, how can we replicate this? Well, basically, we get UCL marquee matchups every time there's Champions League on, even if there is back-to-back Champions League. So for example, if we go look at next week, we literally have Champions League next week. If I go and show you last year, we had obviously the semi-finals of PSG versus City, and then Real Madrid versus Chelsea. And you can see right here that the dates was there on the 28th to the 5th, and that will come in relevance in a sec. And then you can go and see the requirements. The requirements last year were quite interesting, because they always needed one for each. You can see right there. But what we can see right here is by the dates. So the last one was the 25th to the 5th, and this one is the 5th to the 12th. So basically back to back. The requirements were the exact same. But again, they didn't require one from each club. So what are we expecting the requirements to be this week? Well, I'll be honest with you, I'd be very surprised if they just don't go one city, as mainstream and as, you know, idiotic as it sounds. Literally just one player from Manchester City and one player from Real Madrid, and then one player from Liverpool or Villarreal. Now there is a chance they change it, but they didn't last year. So we run off of trends, because trends are the easiest thing to run off of. On top of that, the Man City team should be needing 81 rated, 80 chemistry, and vice versa. They should flip over the requirements. So that is hopefully enough reasoning to want to buy the players. How much should you buy the players for? Now, like we started with, Real Madrid have 8 players, whereas City have 4 players. So surely City's going to be the better investment. And the answer to that is basically yes. So there are 4 players you can go and invest in. Now, the 4 players, I'll explain the strengths and weaknesses. Here, if we can get to them. So, first player I'd recommend the most would be Stefan. Stefan should get down to about 400 or 500 coins this weekend, because, again, people will be opening loads and loads of packs. So, from tonight onwards, you should easily be able to get in for 400 or 500. If you need it for the SBC, I'd imagine he'd hit at least 2k, which means a nice little 4x profit. Ake's not too bad, because there is a lack of Prem right centre-backs. You'll be able to get him at discard at 700 coins. Obviously, that is almost double the price of Stefan, so, and I'll be honest with you, I don't actually think he rises as much as Stefan, unless you get lucky with upgrade packs. So, there's that. And then you get the way Zinchenko. Zinchenko's not bad, because he's a little bit higher rated, meaning when the team needs 81 rated, he'll obviously he'll help for that a little bit more. And again, left backs in the Prem isn't the most saturated position. I'll be honest, they're all in not too saturated positions in the Prem. I'd say goalkeeper is probably the rarest. So those are the investments you can make that I think are the best. So that'd be Stefan for discard, Ake for discard, and Zinchenko for discard. We'll then head underway with the other matchup, which is obviously Real Madrid. Now, Real Madrid have about 3-4 times the amount of players. Because they've got about 3-4 times the amount of players, they're just nowhere near as good. Now, they still rise, just like how the Villarreal players rose. But I'll be honest with you, just go Mariano at discard, Vallejo for discard, Silabos for discard, Jovic for discard, and then I wouldn't go and pick up rares. I'd just keep it to the non-rares, just because non-rares are rarer than rares. When it comes to selling these players, you can actually sell in the pre-hype at a tasty little profit. The Man City and Liverpool players, you could both sell in the pre-hype for 1.4. So if you're buying Stefan for 400 or 500 coins, and then he goes up to about 1 to 1.4 before 6, because of how well Liverpool players did last week, you might even get more pre-hype this time, because they go, wow, they worked so well last week, why wouldn't I go and invest in them? Because they're over-invested potentially. So that is that. Now you could go invest in Liverpool or Villarreal players just in case they do back to back. There is a really outside chance that they really screw people over, not screw people over, but play the traders and actually go and require Liverpool and Villarreal players again. And yeah, I mean, if so, you can just go and buy a bunch of discard Liverpool players. So I think that is going to wrap it up for the UCL marquee matchup. Whilst I've been recording this video for 8 minutes, how many cards have sold on? Another 7 cards. All selling on for 3k, all bought for 700 coins. Again, we literally started this investment on about 12 mil. Currently, I'm on like 15 mil and still heavily unassigned. So, yeah, made me loads and loads of coins last week, part of why I recommend it. But that has been that for the UCL marquee match investments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand